The government will get to the bottom of the matter. Are you confident that there will be justice?
Would the Bharatiya Janata Party spokesperson, Mr. Naik, say the same to all those victims, 25 people who died and their families? Magisterial process? It's unfortunate, sir. 18 months the establishment had allegedly been operating illegally without mandatory permissions, and they were on an expired license. As a matter of fact, investigators even said that the license had not been renewed as required since 2024. Despite these lapses, no action was taken by authorities until the fatal fire on December 6th. The fact of the matter, sir, we need to understand that with great power, there's great responsibility and equal accountability. Pramod Sawant, who is hailed as one of the finest chief ministers of Goa, but something like this happens, it's really unfortunate, sir. It does not just Goa. Goa affects us internationally. It's a tourist spot, tourist destination. It is one of the jewels of India. And when 25 people die in one place, it's absolutely not okay. And these so-called Luthra brothers, I think they need to be investigated so well, and also got to know who in the government is helping them acquire these. Like Madhav Saab said, it's unbelievable that in 48 hours they could pull off that miracle. Also, absolutely no sign of remorse from these owners. Absolutely no apology, nothing. This is really catastrophic. This is heartbreaking. To me, it leaves a black spot or hurt that when it comes to Goa, I would say, especially the families who are largely devastated and affected by these.
And I will just say this, that fine, the panchayats may be under local self-governance as they are across the country. No one's disputing that, Mr. Naik. But the question still remains. In Goa, the licensing is not under the police. It's under the state administration. And therefore, those 20-odd permissions which are required, it is all the departments which are under the aegis of the state government. If the state governments can now announce an audit into fire safety norms after this deadly incident, what were they doing all this time? Why were they sleeping? Perhaps some lives could have been saved if they did their work.
No, I can tell you one thing, that we have got our mechanisms in place in the nature of pollution control board. You have the police department, you have the tourism department, and each of these body under the government has got its executing wing. However, they do their periodic checks and the periodic inspections, and all the process goes on. However, having said this, why this particular incident has happened? How did they get permissions? How did they do their business? I mean, all these things have to be found, and that is what Honorable Chief...
Sir, 10 days, what is your government doing? 10 days you cannot find out?
No, please, understand the seriousness of the issue. The permission...
It is very serious. That's exactly why I'm asking you this.
That's what I'm telling you. Please afford me a minute to answer you. If you see the terms of reference in the magisterial inquiry, apart from going into the records, apart from recording statements, apart from procuring all the files from the concerned departments, the documents and all of it, it is a very thorough inquiry, and one of the terms is to fix accountability on the government officers involved. This is in the terms of reference in black and in black ink. So
yeah, but this, I think, end of the day, the only problem, Mr. Naik, is that this is not going to bring back those 25 lives which were lost. Governments are there to protect the lives of citizens, and that is the expectation. Let me bring in Kapil Madan. It's a thorough magisterial inquiry. It will ascertain who is responsible and also fix accountability, and we have to wait until then. Kapil Madan, does that answer satisfy you?
Madhav, let me begin by saying, whatever is happening now, I have no reason to say that, it is a media trial which wants to, convict Luthra brother without there being a first trial in a court of law. And, allow me to, explain why I say so. I mean, what you've done, admittedly, these individuals are residents of, Delhi. What basically the prosecution and what I hear in the media is that, look, there was some problem in the approvals, etc. And that's the reason why, these people are being, held to be guilty or pronounced to be guilty, at least as per the, what I hear in the media. I just say one thing here. Whenever, you have an incident like this, okay, you will need to first find out the act, what was the proximate reason for that act, and who's the person, with whom's act or omission has, resulted in this, devastating incident, which one way to look at it is an accident only.
Kapil Madan, please, let's not exonerate the Luthra brothers on national television. Are you trying to tell me they have no liability, vicarious or otherwise?
Madhav, allow me to explain further. Now the political side of it, there is also an uproar that how could they could get licenses etc. so quickly. That's the question which we should legitimately be discussing. But for that, the police does not need 10 odd days to identify who was the babu responsible, who was the police officer responsible, and which was the licensing agency that gave them the license. You have no
Kapil
name
Madan,
as
there
of
are so
now.
many questions from
You
the
have
change of
no
land
name
use,
as of now.
agricultural salt plant land being acquired for this purpose. How is that happening? We don't know. Why is it that they don't have the required permissions, NOCs? We don't know. Why is it that certain licenses have been given at such rocket speed? We don't know. And at the end of the day, if the owners are not accountable, if they are not vicariously held liable, and this is exactly what the Luthra brothers have told the court. I want to get a quick response from Mr. Vikram Singh. Mr. Vikram Singh, Luthra brothers have told the court exactly this. That our managers are the ones running it. We have some 20, 30, I don't know how many restaurants and bars and nightclubs across the country. And therefore, we are based in Delhi, don't hold us accountable. Can they escape liability with these kind of arguments? Vikram Singh.
Certainly not, Madhavji. There is no escape route for both the Luthra brothers and Ajay Gupta, in the sense that they have a vicarious responsibility, they have a fiduciary responsibility, they have a direct responsibility, I dare say, because they were the ones who, in fact, invested the money, as also the fact they were privy to everything that was happening in the club. By no stretch of imagination can one see that we have distanced ourselves and we are not connected in day-to-day matters of running. But you have cases where the owners have been prosecuted when they were not even physically present in the country. Therefore, to say that mens rea is the central point in any criminal jurisprudence, and when they had the mens rea, what explains the fact that they went underground and they ran away at breakneck speed, that this is an acceptance of
They were so innocent that they ran away to Thailand in just 1.5 hours of the fire. When the fire was not put out, the flames were not out. And here are two people who are the owners who run away to Thailand thinking that they'll escape responsibility. Times Now has fought for this case. He's fought for those 25 victims. We'll continue to track this story. We've traced down the Luthra brothers in Thailand for you, our viewers, and we will continue to ensure that there is justice in this case. Whether the Luthra brothers or anybody else in the administration or otherwise, we will continue to find out who are responsible, continue to hold the entire administration responsible until this case sees its logical end. Yatish Naik, Vikram Singh, Syed Asad Abbas and Kapil Madan, thanks so much for joining us this evening.